When I think about a prestigious lineup of luxury sedans, my mind does not immediately go to the 300 or even the 300S that I have here today. And yet, that's exactly how Chrysler markets this car. They want everyone to think this is a nice, premium, upgraded car that could almost compete with a luxury sedan. And to be honest, it probably could. But for a $36,000 price tag, well, that's kind of asking a lot from this car. So in today's video, I'm going to walk you around not only the exterior and the interior features, but also the powertrain and everything you need to know about this model and what's been upgraded on it to help you decide if it is a luxury sedan competitor or if it's just a really, really overpriced, cheap Chrysler product. So let's get right into the video. Now, because I'm reviewing an upgraded 300S model today, you're going to find a lot of really cool changes and upgrades on the exterior and the interior of this car that you're not going to find on the base 300. So I have both of them here with me today. I figured I'd do a bit of a comparison so you guys can decide if it's actually worth it to upgrade to the S model, which is a lot more expensive. Now, a lot of the changes are going to occur here in the front fascia of the car. Straight away, what I noticed when I first walk up was these gloss black trim pieces. On the base model, it's all chrome or kind of this cheap feeling matte black plastic. Well, here on the 300S, it is upgraded to this beautiful gloss black, which creates a lot of contrast on the front end of this car and just creates a really striking effect when you first see it coming towards you. Another thing that they've upgraded here are these headlamps. In the base model, they're all chrome. Here in the 300S, you've got more black dark material that's going to match this gloss black you have on the 300 grille. Now, the last thing they've upgraded on the front end of the car is not so much for the look of the car, but more for the performance, especially at night. It's these gorgeous LED fog lamps, and those really help light up the road at night, and it's a really nice upgrade to have on the exterior of the 300S. But it doesn't stop there. The upgrades continue on the side of the car where we've got a few more gloss black trim pieces here around the window. Again, the base model, as you can see, that's in chrome, but I really do like the upgraded gloss black. You still have the same body colored side mirrors and door handles. Those don't look too bad, but they haven't been upgraded at all. But the final thing on the side here are these wheels. Now, Chrysler offers a ton of different styles for the wheels on the 300. You can have sizes anywhere from 17 all the way up to 20 inches with a host of really cool styles. I'm actually a pretty big fan of these kind of gloss black silver here on this 300S. Again, more contrast, and it matches all the gloss black we have going on in the front of this car. But things continue in the rear of the car where we have a couple last upgrades. First of all, standard LED taillights, chrome exhaust tips that I actually think are pretty cool, and a little bit of a spoiler lip added for the 300S model. So no matter what angle you're looking at the 300 from, you can immediately tell whether you're looking at a base model or the upgraded 300S, which is really cool because you're paying a lot of money for these upgrades. So it's good to know that you're getting a lot for that price. But expensive upgrades aside, easily my favorite part on the exterior of any Chrysler 300, whether it's the base model right next to me or this upgraded 300S, it's gotta be those gorgeous fender flares on all four wheels. They're standard with the car, and they just create a really, really cool look. They really accentuate kind of the, you know, cornered, boxy shapes and proportions of this car, and they just really add that special something to the exterior of this car that reminds you this is a Chrysler product that shares parts with Dodge, which is performance and muscle cars. And I think that is a really cool feature they've added on the exterior of this car that kind of redeems the expensive price tag, but not quite. But again, as I've said many times, it doesn't stop there. The upgrades continue in the interior of the car, so let's hop in and check it out. All right, I'm not gonna lie, I had extremely high expectations for the interior of the 300S when I showed up to review it today. Not because I think the 300 is a particularly prestigious lineup of cars, although they do try to market it as such, but simply because of the price tag. The first thing I noticed when I walked up to this car was the huge dealer sticker on the side of this car. The sticker price is $36,000, and that's nearly out of your BMW money that you're spending on a Chrysler. So I had very high hopes for this interior, and it just didn't quite live up to that, because all around this car you're gonna find they have upgraded a few things. You've got leather on the steering wheel and on the seats, and it's very nice, but there are also a few things they haven't upgraded that put this far, far below anything from Audi or BMW or Mercedes, which you could almost get for $36,000. You hear all that knocking? That's hard plastic right there. In a $36,000 car, you get inside and you look around and you see cheap messy gloss black plastics and kind of this weird urethane like rubber material. I don't even know what to call it, but it's cheap and it's not put together very well, and it's not a $36,000 car. I'm not gonna lie though, I am pretty impressed with the leathers they used. You only get it here on the armrests, the steering wheel, and the seats, but it is very soft, very nice, very cushiony actually, more cushiony than a lot of luxury cars I've been in. And they come with a stunning design as well. It's got kind of that boxy shape that you'd find on the exterior of the car, so it really reflects all the styling in this car. And of course, the gorgeous stitched S badge in the center that reminds everyone that you paid extra for an upgraded model. But other than that, it's really disappointing in terms of the materials. But if you can put all that aside, it does come with some decent features. The driver's seat does come with 8-way power adjustments, including 4-way lumbar support. There's a nice analog clock on the dashboard to kind of try and add a more premium feel to this interior, plus a rotary dial gear selector and an 8.4-inch infotainment touchscreen. Now this touchscreen does come standard with both Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Remember, you're not going to get those things in BMW without paying extra, so that is a nice feature to have, but you do have to pay more for the optional navigation system. But moving along down from the dashboard, here we've got all the different controls for the climate. It's set in this cheap gloss black material that I'm not a fan of, but it's laid out pretty well, very similar to what you find in a Challenger or a Charger, so it adds a somewhat sportier feel to this interior. And speaking of the sporty aspects of things, there is a sport mode, as you can see, with these climate buttons, plus some sporty style gauges. I love the blue highlight pieces on those gauges. Very nice design. In terms of storage, you're going to find 2 small cup holders here on the center armrest, plus, you know, the standard things such as a glove box, some trays in the door panels, and this odd little area right here, which I guess is to keep your key. I don't know, it's this little box right here, very cheap plastic material, and what's great is that you can pull it out to empty it, but what's not great is that once you pull it out, first of all, it's a pain to get back in, but you're also going to find that beneath it, it's just parts of the car, like exposed. That just feels cheap to me, especially in a $36,000 car. In the rear seats, the nice leather material is going to continue, and same thing with the cushiony seats. Very comfortable back there with a decent amount of legroom and headroom. And in the trunk, you're going to find plenty of space for anything you could ever want to store. But if you do need even more than that, you can also fold down those second row seats for even more space. So all around the interior of this car, it's not bad, but it's not $36,000. You know, if it were a $26,000 car, I would be fairly impressed with this interior. But getting closer to $40,000, you're up there with luxury cars, and it's just not quite in the same, even the same league as Audi or BMW or Mercedes or any other car you could get for $40,000. But even with the disappointing interior quality, Chrysler still could have redeemed the 300S and its $40,000 price tag with the engine of the car, because they do offer the 300 lineup with the 5.7 liter HEMI V8 with 363 horsepower, 394 pound-feet of torque, and in a car for under $40,000, getting a HEMI would have been really impressive, interior aside. But no, they just gave the 300S the base model's 3.6 liter Pentastar V6 engine with 19 city MPG and 30 highway MPG, and a horsepower rating that's not even worth mentioning, to be honest. So again, it's not bad. It's not a bad powertrain. We've seen it in other Chrysler products, but for $36,000, I was just hoping for a little bit more from this car. So what's my final opinion about the Chrysler 300S? Honestly, it's not that bad of a car. I've been pretty harsh on it in this review, but the only reason I was so harsh was because of that price tag. This car is not in a million years worth $36,000, because for that price, like I said, you can go over to a real luxury car brand and get a really premium interior that was designed from the start to be nice, whereas in the 300S, it was from the start designed to be cheap, and then they added luxury features on top of that. So all around, if you want to buy one of these, I wouldn't necessarily recommend it, but it's not the worst thing you could buy for $36,000, even if it's not the best. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. You can also check out some similar videos I've done by either clicking on the screen somewhere or by going ahead and checking out my channel. Also, please make sure to subscribe. It really helps the channel, as well as leaving a like and a comment down below. Special thanks to Dayton Andrews Dodge and Chrysler for allowing me to come and review this 300S today. I'll put a link to their inventory below. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching.